The Microsoft team is preparing for the final touches before Sim Update 13 beta goes live. The Century Gateway system is finally arriving, and we've got all of the Sim Update highlights, including all of this week's announcements and release news. So let's jump into the video. Before we jump into this video, I just want to say a big thank you to the community for all your support and kind wishes over the past couple of weeks. It's been amazing support. We missed last week's video due to having surgery, and we're currently recovering. So this week's video and the next few videos may sound and look a little bit different. So apologies for that, but thank you very much for your support. It means a lot. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, the team over at Passenger 2 have announced their new product, which is called Passenger 2. This is a new utility that aims at enhancing passenger realism in the sim. Passenger 2 caters for two different modes, including Just Fly, which suits for casual flyers, and also a career mode, which lets you build and manage an airline. Passengers will be able to rate their flights depending on their in-flight services and also the flying style. Passenger 2 plans on bringing in detailed crew announcements. The team mentioned that these announcements will be some of the most realistic announcements ever seen in the flight sim community. The utility has the ability to play flight sim safety videos in addition to audio announcements. You'll be able to monitor the cabin on the flights and unlock achievements for managing your flights. Passenger 2 is set to release sometime in Q4 this year, and we will have a link if you'd like to check out the full announcement release from the team in the description below. Cockspur is about to release their next project, which is the Cessna 162 Skycatcher. This has been one of the team's side projects, as they've been working on the 162 on the side when they need to take a break from their other projects. This is why we haven't heard much about the 162 until now. The team mentions that the 162 is now complete and just creating the final package for the release. There'll be two variants with the release. Both of them will be without or with wheel fairings. The 162 first flew in 2006 and it went into production in 2009 to 2013 with over 275 produced. At this stage, there is no feature list for the 162, but we should expect to see a release very soon, and it will be available for both PC and Xbox. Pilot Experience team are known for their Morley 7, which was released a little while ago. This week announced they have started work on a new in-development aircraft, which is the Beechcraft King Air C90. The C90 is a twin turbo, is known for its excellent performance capabilities, which can take off from short runways, not like some other aircraft in the same category. With the announcement, the Pilot Experience team are looking for real-life pilots to test the aircraft and to obtain system information. From the looks of the things, the project is still in its early stages, and we wouldn't expect to see the C90 in our sims anytime soon. No other information other than some screenshots from the team at this stage. Of course, we will keep you updated with all the projects and updates, just like the C90. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to stay up to date with all the flight sim news each and every week. We missed this with last week's news, but I thought it was still worth mentioning. India Fox Echo updated us on their whole fleet of current development aircraft. The team have been a little quiet of late and mentioned that they've been focusing on the F-14 and also the Tornado. These are the two aircraft that are closest to the completion in the team's fleet. As for the Tornado, the team mentioned the package structure is complete and the external models are finished except for the physical payload model variations. When it comes to the cockpit, the team wasn't happy with the 3D model assets, so they decided to redo pretty much all of them again. The team plans to show off some of the cockpit in a couple of weeks and aims to enter a beta for the Tornado sometime in September. When it comes to the F-14 Tomcat, the team mentions it's very close to being completed. They don't have a release date just yet, but they are still fixing some final bugs. The team did mention that the USS Forester will be part of the F-14 package. As for their other projects such as the Skyhawk, the Eurofighter and the F-16A, the team didn't have too much news to share, and it seems that these other projects are a fair way off in their development. Moving on to this week's release news, and MK Studios releases its next airport for the sim, which is Montreal International Airport. This airport is located 20 kilometers west of downtown Montreal. Montreal International Airport is the third busiest airport in Canada and it serves as one of the gateways airports to the country, with 65% of the passengers are non-domestic. 15.9 million passengers are through the gates on average each year. MK Studios' rendition of the airport includes highly detailed rendition of the airport elevation data based on the latest LDAR scans, if I said that correctly, custom 20 centimeter pixel satellite imaging covering the airport and the surrounding areas, custom ground poly with thousands of lines, markings, and dirts. Handcrafted 3D models including buildings, airport facilities, and jetways, realistic dynamic night lighting. Fly Tampa was another team developing the same airport, and just after the release of the MK Studios of Montreal, Fly Tampa cancelled their project with immediate effect. You can pick up your copy of MK Studios Montreal International Airport directly from the Orbex store. I'll leave a link in the description below. FS2 Crew have released its new innovative product this week. The team is known for developing some of the best immersive second officer assistant utilities in Flight Sim for many years. This time the team have gone one step further with the release of an animated co-pilot for the fly-by-wire A320. Once loaded in, you'll be able to see an animated co-pilot switching buttons and dials. The co-pilot will work through all the callouts and pre-flight checklists as it would do with the FS2 Crew existing crew software. You'll be able to work with the checklists together and work through all. You and the animated co-pilot will be able to work through all the checklists of the aircraft together, and to enhance the experience, the team has also added a lip syncing to the animated model. The animated co-pilot is a standalone product for the fly-by-wire A320 at the moment. The team aims to expand this series to other aircraft such as the PMDG fleet or the Phoenix, which will depend on those developers agreeing to it, as those other aircraft core files need to be modified for the animated co-pilot to work. So we'll see how that goes down the line. You can pick up your copy of the FS2 Crew animated co-pilot for the fly-by-wire A320 directly from the website. As always, I'll leave a link in the description below. Before we jump into this week's video, I want to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. SoFly offer a number of products for Microsoft Flight Simulator, catering to new pilots for the sim and all the way to very experienced pilots. As a flight sim content creator, my favorite SoFly product is Weather Presets Pro, which comes in really handy when the weather is not behaving itself and you can change the weather to be more dramatic or even to a perfect day. Other products I like to use is Landing Challenge Pro, Flight Simulator Guide, which is the manual to Microsoft Flight Simulator, the one that should have been, Storms for pilots who want to chase some of the biggest storms in the world's history. I will leave a link in the description below or where you can go and check out SoFly products, and I would like to thank SoFly for sponsoring. Moving on to this week's Sim Update news, the Microsoft team are currently preparing the first beta build for Sim Update 13, which is the next release for the sim, and it's scheduled to release on the 21st of September. The Microsoft team will provide details soon on how you can access the beta, and if you're enrolled in the last public test, you will be automatically enrolled into the beta for Sim Update 13. The Scenery Gateway system, which was originally planned to be released with the last World Update, has been pushed back, which is now being confirmed. We will see the Gateway system released with Sim Update 13. The system is currently going through some reviews, and providing it passes that smoothly, we'll see the release alongside Sim Update 13, or again, we may see a possible delay. If you're not familiar with the Scenery Gateway system, basically it allows the community to modify airports and upload them to the hub to be exported to the sim with limitations that is set by the system. We have seen this type of system in other flight sim platforms for many years, and it's great to see this being accessible for Microsoft Flight Simulator in the near future. Earlier this week, the Microsoft team did confirm they will be joining this year's Gamescom event in Germany towards the end of August. Jorg, the CEO of Flight Sim, mentioned in the last development video update there is a surprise left to be announced for the remainder of the year for Flight Sim 2020. This may be the type of event where we'll see something announced, or we may even see a new teaser for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Moving on to this week's backlog list, and we're seeing the total number of products of the backlog list drop by 11, going on week. Aircraft dropped by 10, and now we're seeing a total of 36 aircraft going through the testing. And from the looks of it, we should see a couple aircraft released next week, as they appear to be in the final phases of the testing for the marketplace. Missions are dropped down by 2, sceneries are dropped down by 6, liveries are dropped down by 2, airports are dropped down by 4, and other products category, which basically meshes everything together, has grown by 13. This week on the InSim marketplace, we've seen a bunch of aircraft releases, including the two Boeing 737 aircraft from PMDG, which is the 737-600 and the 900. And both of these PMDG aircraft are available for both PC and Xbox. We also mentioned at the top of the video that Cockburst Cessna 162, which will be releasing soon, now has released on the InSim marketplace again for both PC and Xbox. And also Red Wings has released its EB100P, which is now available for PC and Xbox as well. The remainder of this week's marketplace releases is made up of 14 livery packs, and a bunch of these are from PNDG themselves across their fleet of products, 2 excursion packs, 2 landmark packs, and 10 airports. Hopefully next week we'll be back to some of our usual Flight Sim content again, and I would like again to thank everyone for all your supports and kind wishes over the past couple of weeks. It means a lot and I appreciate you all very, very much. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't, and if you want to stay with all the Flight Sim content news, and we will see you on another video very, very soon.